Vāiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vāiguru Ji Ki Fateh. A heartfelt to all my friends from around the world, uh, from Spain, Pilar, Sandra, Priya, Christina, Mariana, everyone around the world, and all those people near and far, family members. Thank you very much. Um, to this collective mass meditation. So, why collective? Why a particular kind of meditation? And what's the necessity now? You know, there's so many other meditations out there, there's so much else you can do. So, I want to give some insight into why it's important now. It's important now because existence, all that surrounds you, works in waves. It's harmonics. It's waves within waves within waves. It's harmonic. It's a song. It's a song in another way. And there comes moments when things are the circumstances are right for you to plant the right seed. And if you plant the right seed, then the fruit will take place by itself. You don't have to worry about it. The fruit will take place by itself. And this collective mass meditation is planting that seed. And what seed is it that you're planting? It's not a seed for a heaven. It's not a seed for a brighter future. It's simply enabling yourself to connect with the very source of existence. So why 23rd, 26th is important? Because through our own work, through our own experiences, we come to understand certain things. We come to be able to see the patterns behind the patterns, within the patterns. And this pattern has become apparent to a number of people. And this pattern is now at a stage where we can all contribute something. And this is our mark in history. This is our mark today in history. What is your truth? So, why now? I hope you understand that this is the right time. Why the Mass? Yes, one Buddha changed the whole worldview. One Christ did it, one Nanak did it, one Kabir did it. You only need one match to burn the forest. And each one of us that is now participating is one of those matches. And do not underestimate the role you are playing in this game at the moment. And how your intention, simply to be present, can help set the timeline such that we have a smoother transition, because we are now in that process of transition. We are on the edge. And we can make use of that energy, of that surf, before the wave gets too hard or too big. That's a good metaphor to have. So we can look at it from starting our being present to ourselves, regaining our own sovereignty, so we can realize the games that are being played with us, the games that are being played with each and every one of us, how we have been misled. So this collective mass meditation is founded on something called Mool Mantra. The Mool Mantra, for those who know, consists of a set number of words, but it begins with the number one. And the Mool Mantra is the direct experience of existence, sovereignty, God, whatever you want to call it. It is direct experience. No middleman. You don't need the Pope. You don't need the Aman. You don't need the Gyani. You don't need no one. You simply have it within yourself. And this is the revolution that we have been waiting for, to begin to know who we are. Because until now, we have been misled. Until now, we have given our sovereignty like a lead put around your neck, and you've given it to another. And this other has now taken advantage of existence, of where we are. So, where do you stand? Who are you, and what is your truth? Why Mool Mantra? Because Mool Mantra doesn't promise you a heaven, doesn't promise you a better future, but it promises you your own divinity. Simple set of words. Now, one thing we need to recognize is that the Mool Mantra comes from a man by the name of Guru Nanak, a mystic. And this mystic left us with a wisdom. And this wisdom is to do with the mind. What is the mind? What is consciousness? Mool Mantra is the experience of consciousness. The qualities of what it means to be conscious is the Mool Mantra. Mool Mantra in its vibration, Ik Oankar, Satnam, Kartapur, Nirpo, Nirvair, Akal Murat, Ajuni Sabang, Gur Prasad. That sequence of vibrations have their own influence. And for those who know, perhaps at a later stage within your meditation, you may be able to exercise that within yourself. So the Mool Mantra is founded on the real experience. So what does the word Mool mean and what does the word mantra mean? Well, many of us have heard the word mantra. Mool means the essence, the root, the mantra of the mantras, from which all mantras begin. Mool is the essence. Man, tar. Man means the mind. Tar means to swim across. Mantar, that which allows you to swim across your mind, your ego, to get to your essence. Mool, mantra. Mantra that makes it happen. So we want to bring the teachings of Mool Mantra simply in order to get in touch with our own consciousness. And from that space, we can come out of the current energetic spell that is now starting to cover, even though it's breaking in parts, which is fantastic. It's important to know that unless we take a stand as humanity, each one, just our own stand, that's all needed. You simply need to decide because it works on intention, knowledge, and action. Intention. What is it that you want? You want this nightmare to stop. You've made a decision to step away from it. That's it. That's all the decision. Making the decision. Enough is enough. I need to move. Intention. Be clear on that. You may not have a vision of where we're going, but your intention is enough. For that is the seed. Your experience of the Mool Mantra is your knowledge of who you are. Every action you take from there is energized, is fueled and flourished by the source itself, because you always were the source. But our mass paranoia has become a disease. See, thoughts are energetic and they're infectious. In fact, they're more infectious than viruses. This mass surveillance, mass segregation, social segregation, is nothing to do with infections. Yes, we can take hygienic kind of steps towards that, but actually it's to do with mass surveillance. Because if you're together, you can't be surveyed. So we're moving into this AI fueled, technologically driven, biomedically fed state of control. To be a human is a privilege. But to allow yourself to remain in the prison of your mind and your fear. Guru Nanak says you have a birth that is priceless. Hire jasa janam. It's a priceless birth. Koddi badle jai. But you exchange it for mere shells. And that's where we are. And then we had another learning from Guru Nanak about the mind. Man anda janam goya. When the mind is blind, we lose the game of life. The mind has been blind because we have been only fed a particular narrative from the moment you have been born and registered. We only register things that we own. Think about it. You register your car. You register your home. You register your marriage. Marriage. You register that you think belongs to you. So the moment you register your birth, you belong to someone. You belong to a system. And that system has milked you. Not has it gone taken you advantage of you, but it has now brought you to a point where you have to question reality. Now, what you cannot do, what we can't do, is accept any other reality because we've been bullshitted all the way. Education, science, health, politics, religion, finance. Don't you remember being raped by all the bankers just a few years back? Forgot that soon enough. How much do you take? So we entertain ourselves with this thing called TV or the screens that we have. So we can turn our blind eye to what's going on in Yemen, what's going on just round the corner. So we can turn a blind eye. I'm afraid the time has come. We haven't got that choice anymore. We have to face reality for what it is. The darkness exists, has taken advantage, time to wake up to it. It is not for me to tell you what the darkness is. It is for you to know. Because once you know it's your truth. And the question is, who are you and what's your truth? And once you have your truth, you have your sovereignty. And it is from that sovereignty we act. This is what it means to walk on the path of Nanak. So Guru Nanak gives us a path which doesn't matter about religions, belief systems, science. It's of immaterial. What it's about is you. You don't have to shave your head. You don't have to go and live in the mountains. You don't have to just live this kind of food. You simply have to discover who you are beyond your identity, beyond your self image, going back to your very essence, your consciousness. When we get to that consciousness, we realize that we are privileged to be in this life. Privileged. Such privilege that we can't buy it. Can you buy taste from someone? No. There is no price to life. Time to grab that gift, trying to get hold of that gift by becoming grounded in that gift of life that you have. You become sovereign. It's yours. What does that mean? That means first, you need to recognize you are not your mind. You have a mind, you are not your mind. You are conscious. That's it. Existence is consciousness. Different vibrational frequencies, but it is consciousness. You are not here because you're special. You are just as special as a leaf on the outside or as a star on the planet. You're just as special. So take hold of your life. Don't take it for granted. It doesn't last very long. It has an end by date. Take this life. Take it as a gift it is. It will end. Better to end free than to be a slave. Sovereignty. Sovereignty requires us sacrifice. Sacrifice requires letting go of your belief systems and trusting your sense of self. And out of that sense of self, what needs to come through will come through, beyond the lens of your ego, such that together we may be part of the same reality, but inside, within us, we can also find those roots that make us all one. We may have different thoughts, we may have different emotions, but silence is always experienced as silence, wherever you are. Fearlessness is only experienced as fearlessness, wherever you are. So, in this experience of Mool Mantra, our intention is simply to become present to the experience of what our experience is. And the Mool Mantra begins with the number one, ek. And it's significant that it is the number one and not the alphabet, O-N-E, so to speak. It's singular. Let that sink in. Your experience of yourself, when you look within yourself, there's only one of you. There's only one experiencer. There is only one that is conscious experiencer of that moment. And we're becoming conscious of that moment. We begin to recognize certain patterns around us. So the ik then becomes the oankar, which is the pattern that you are in. The pattern you're in is start, middle, end, start, middle, end. Everything goes through a sine wave. Everything. And this is how those who want to play against humanity use these patterns to cast certain types of energetic momentum. I won't call them spells because we're in a 21st century. We'll call them energetic patterns, energetic influence. Celebrating certain things on certain days gives it that energetic influence. Because thoughts, intention are all energy. So wherever you focus your thoughts, wherever you focus your energy, wherever you invest your time in your head, doesn't matter your time in everyday life, it's where you are, where you are. Are you present or are you in your mind? The mind's a good tool, but when the mind has been seduced by all the entertainment, such that we are entertained in films. I mean, just let this sink in. Where the hell is humanity? We are entertained watching people killing other people in films. I mean, where are we all going? Isn't it time to kind of reflect what it means to be human? Look at this. Within a few weeks, we're under fascism. Within a few weeks, all of a sudden, everyone segregated, everyone isolated under house arrest. Voluntary house arrest, meaning that you will actually walk yourself to the slaughterhouse. There's no sovereignty. Yes, wherever you're told, yes, we'll go. Why? Because the fear stick was used. That's how you train anything. Use a bit of fear and a reward. And the reward is, don't worry, in a few weeks' time, you'll all be back to normal. Not a chance. Not a chance. So time to make a wake up and wake up. Wake up. It ain't going to be long before it's difficult to regain the momentum. At the moment, many around the world are questioning the paradigm. And you want to question the paradigm. So the current paradigm of enabling, in trying to impose panic in people so they become hysterical and then giving them the solution. And in this case, a solution that has questions about it, the vaccination. So, if they are so interested, let the politicians and their families test it out. Why do you need to be the guinea pig? Time to take control. If they're so concerned about your health, then let them prove it. And you may discover you've been taken for a ride. And you may want to be taken for a ride because it's easier. It's better to follow the orders like the Nazis did, like the other the ones who were behind the genocides in India, in Africa, the world, the Jewish community, around the world. Either you are part of that or you're not. Time to take account. So Mool Mantra brings us to this experiential moment of now. By simply being in that moment, the seed is planted. So I will now go through the Mool Mantra meditation, and I would like everyone to join us. So, intention is to become present. What does that mean? That means try to step back from the content of your mind. Close your eyes and close your mouth. Give gratitude to all that has brought you here. Gratitude to your teachers. Gratitude to your masters. Gratitude to the wisdom spoken by strangers to you. Simple for you to wake up. Give thanks that you have an opportunity. How exciting to be part of this moment. And moments become movements. And movements become tidal waves. As you breathe in, bring your focus to your body. Notice that you have, but there's a form. Now bring your focus to the floor or the chair that you're sitting on. And simply notice how you're grounded in this moment. You're held in place. Notice how your form, that which you refer to as your body, is simply an extension of all that's around you. You can't be isolated from the air that you're around. You can't be isolated from the sun, the rain. You're embedded in a reality where all this takes place. Infinite number of unfolding from the everything following the simple pattern of start, middle, end, start, middle, end. And you are embedded within that. You came from nothing, and even now, your essential root is beyond form. And you will merge into that which is beyond form. Bringing your focus back to your body, to any sensation that you can detect in your body. Heaviness, tight, pain, ache, tightness, anything. Locate it. Now take your focus to your chest. Notice that as you take your focus to your chest, you can always notice that the chest moves as you breathe in, and the chest moves as you breathe out. Back. See if you can notice them. Right this moment, are you in any suffering, or are you in non-suffering? Is this moment pleasant? Is this moment unpleasant? Is this moment enough? On your next breath out, expand your awareness. Start to listen to the sounds around you. Follow the sound of this bell as far as you can. Simply listening. When you're ready, bring your focus just beneath your nose. Draw a slow, deep breath in. Hold and relax. Hold your focus just beneath your breath with a little bit of effort. To breathe by itself. When you find that your focus has been distracted, either by my voice or some thoughts, notice the distraction, come back to your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice how the breath comes in and the breath goes out. In fact, it seems like the breath is breathing by itself. Stay with your breath. start, middle, end. Your in-breath has a start and an end. Your out-breath has a start and an end. Just see if you can notice that. Notice that as you watch the breath, there's only one that is conscious of that experience. Only one of you that's watching your breath. This is it right now. You are that singular consciousness. Notice that there's only one of you. Bring your notice that the breath follows the pattern, end as it comes in, start, middle, end as it goes out. Not just that, but as you follow your out breath all the way out, notice how there's a gap before the in breath begins. Follow your out breath all the way to the end. And there's a little gap when there is no breath, yet you still are. This is your eternal nature. That even when you're not breathing, you still are. Following your out breath all the way to the end. And resting in that gap before the in breath begins. Omkar. Start, middle, end. Start, middle, end. Ik Omkar. One singular observer. Observing start, middle, end. Notice that the act of observing that the breath is changing, but the one that's watching the breath doesn't change. Notice that. While you don't change, that which you're observing is changing. Sat Nam. Nam is the unfolding moment that you are embedded in. It has an order. Everything runs to a rhythm. That is Nam. Yet you are unchanging. observing the unfolding all that's around you. As you breathe out, bring your focus to your body. Notice, do you have just It is because of this body, this life, that you are able to experience this moment. And this moment is a flow. Your body is flowing. You are a creative, conscious flow. Your body embedded in continuously moving. Yet you remain the same. Karta Purk. Purk, to be conscious. You are conscious of your body. Your consciousness has a capacity to expand. On your next breath out, begin to listen to the sounds around you. Follow the sound of this bell as far as you can. Just follow the sound of this bell and see if you can notice the silence at the end. And once again, follow the bell and this time see if you can notice how still it is. How there is no fear, nor is there any hate in this moment. There is no future, there is no past, because there is no mind. Listening. Karta Purg. No fear, no hate. Notice how timeless this is right now for you. Because there's no mind, there is no time. Akal, movement. This is your form. You're timeless. Eternity isn't going to happen. You are eternal. You are not in this awareness. Does not take birth. It always is. Arjuna, it creates itself. It's a fractal within fractal. Side one. Focus back to your breath. And just sit with your breath. Stay with your breath. See if your breath has becoming aware of your whole body. Notice that your back is straight and upright. Your arms, hands are comfortable. Your eyes are closed, your mouth is closed. Your face is relaxed. Coming back to your breath. And now as you breathe in, you can sense your body. And as you breathe out, you can sense your body. Just stay with that for a few moments. On your next breath out, once again, just listening to the sounds around you. Follow the sound of this bell, and we're going to share that silence for a minute or two. Awareness of this silence and this moment. Prasad is wholeness. Prasad is sweetness. Prasad is when you find yourself home. Prasad is an emotion. Gur is awareness. Awareness of that silence. Ik Onkar Satnam Kalmult Ajuni Sabam Prasad. Ik Onkar Nam Karta Purak Nirvaya Akalmult Ajuni Sabam Prasad. One singular present moment, unfolding as start, middle, end. You, the experiencer, unchanging, embedded in this now, unfolding of this present moment in infinite ways. Through this body, you are a creative, conscious flow. You are without fear, without hate. This is your essential state. This is your essence. You are eternal. You are timeless. You never were, you never will be, but you always are. You are the expression of the source. You are Saiban. You are aware of the sweetness, Guru Prasad. Ik Onkar Satnam Karta Purak Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Mulit Ajuni Sabam Guru Prasad. Take account of your experience. Ik Onkar Satnam Karta Purak Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Mulit Ajuni Sabam Guru Prasad. And for all those who know Mool Mantra, perhaps you can join me now. Ik Onkar Satnam Karta Purak Nirbhav Nirvair Akal Mulit Ajuni Sabam Guru Prasad. And sit in the sweetness. Sit in that silence. When you hear the next bell, come back to your breath. Take this moment to acknowledge that the seeds of contentment that you have planted And these seeds will flourish in forests. You were part of it. Hold this for 72 hours between now and the 27th. Know that you're part of history and you're taking part of the truth. When you hear the bell, bring your focus back to your breath, drawing a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time opening your eyes. Take your time. Vāiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vāiguru Ji Ki Fateh. May you all be blessed, and may all existence be blessed. Join us again on Sunday, 26th, same time, for the second part of this meditation. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. Apologies if we went a little bit over time today, but it was necessary. Thank you very much. Vāiguru Ji Ka Khalsa.